वेलकम टू RK Edu Nexus. इन आवर रैंडम क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर सेशन हमारा प्राइमरी गोल है कि आपकी परीक्षा से पहले हम सभी सवालों का कवर करें जो कि परीक्षा में सबसे ज्यादा संभावित हैं। और ये सवाल पिछले वर्षों के NORCET, AIIMS, RRB, ESI, PGIMER की परीक्षाओं के प्रश्नों पर आधारित हैं। Join us regularly to make sure your selection.
Which of the following cranial nerves is not involved in carrying out the taste sensation from the tongue? A. Fifth cranial nerve. B. Seventh cranial nerve. C. Ninth cranial nerve. D. 10th cranial nerve.
And the answer is option A. Explanation of each option with bullet points. Option A, fifth cranial nerve, trigeminal nerve. Responsible for touch, pain, and temperature sensations from the face. Not directly involved in carrying taste sensations from the tongue. Option B, seventh cranial nerve, facial nerve. Controls facial expression muscles. Carries taste sensations from the front 2/3 of the tongue. Option C, ninth cranial nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve. Carries taste sensations from the back 1/3 of the tongue. Also involved in functions like swallowing and salivation. Option D, 10th cranial nerve, vagus nerve. Controls throat muscles and regulates heart rate. Carries some taste sensations from the back of the throat and epiglottis, but not directly from the tongue. Therefore, the correct answer is option A, the fifth cranial nerve, trigeminal nerve, as it is not primarily responsible for carrying taste sensations from the tongue.
Which structure controls the flow of pancreatic juice into the duodenum? A. Ampulla of Vater. B. Duct of Wirsung. C. Sphincter of Oddi. D. Pyloric antrum.
And the answer is option C, Sphincter of Oddi. Here's a summary of each option with key points. A. Ampulla of Vater. Structure where the common bile duct and pancreatic duct meet. Involved in the flow of pancreatic juice, but doesn't control the flow itself. B. Duct of Wirsung. Main pancreatic duct that carries pancreatic juice. Transports pancreatic juice but doesn't control its flow into the duodenum. C. Sphincter of Oddi. Muscular valve located at the junction of the common bile duct and pancreatic duct. Regulates the flow of both bile and pancreatic juice into the duodenum. When it relaxes, pancreatic juice can flow into the duodenum. Correct answer, as it controls the flow of pancreatic juice into the duodenum. D. Pyloric antrum. Part of the stomach, not the pancreas. Involved in controlling the release of partially digested food from the stomach into the small intestine. Not related to the control of pancreatic juice flow. In summary, the sphincter of Oddi, option C, is the correct answer as it specifically controls the flow of pancreatic juice into the duodenum.
Which structure, located near the laryngopharynx, serves the purpose of preventing a food bolus from entering the airway during deglutition? A. Cricoid. B. Epiglottis. C. Palate. D. Tongue.
And the answer is option B, epiglottis. Explanation of each option with key points. A. Cricoid. A ring-shaped cartilage in the throat. It supports the airway but is not primarily involved in preventing food from entering the airway during swallowing. B. Epiglottis. A flap-like structure located at the base of the tongue. Folds down to cover the opening of the larynx, voice box, during swallowing. Its main function is to prevent food from entering the airway and direct it towards the esophagus. C. Palate. Refers to the roof of the mouth. Plays a role in speech and separates the nasal and oral cavities. Not directly involved in preventing food from entering the airway during swallowing. D. Tongue. A muscular organ in the mouth. Involved in various functions, including speech and taste. Assists in moving food but does not primarily prevent food from entering the airway during swallowing. The correct answer is option B, the epiglottis, as it specifically folds down to cover the larynx and prevents food from entering the airway during swallowing.
Which muscle is considered the safety muscle of the tongue? A. Styloglossus. B. Hyoglossus. C. Genioglossus. D. Palatoglossus.
And the answer is option C, genioglossus. Explanation of each option with key points. A. Styloglossus. Helps retract and elevate the back of the tongue. Assists in swallowing and speech production. Not specifically considered the safety muscle of the tongue. B. Hyoglossus. Responsible for depressing and retracting the sides of the tongue. Aids in swallowing and speech. Not the safety muscle of the tongue. C. Genioglossus. Crucial for maintaining an open upper airway during sleep. Prevents the tongue from blocking the throat. Acts as the primary muscle responsible for keeping the airway clear. Considered the safety muscle of the tongue. D. Palatoglossus. Elevates the back of the tongue and depresses the soft palate. Contributes to the swallowing process. Not specifically referred to as the safety muscle of the tongue. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, genioglossus, because it is primarily responsible for maintaining a clear airway and preventing obstruction during sleep.
And for additional queries, search on YouTube RK Edu Nexus, and get brief note on topics, join our Telegram channel, same name RK Edu Nexus.